Yo, this is Ray. I just did an awesome presentation. It's roughly 10 minutes long, and then the Q&A section went way longer, but it's all about building trust at scale for service businesses and really diving deep into a little bit about me and how we think and how we help businesses grow. So stay tuned because there's a lot of got a lot of great things in there to unpack. I hope you get some value about it, and leave down in the comments anything you have questions about. Look forward to hearing this. All right, peace, enjoy. Cool.
Ready to go?
Ready to go? All right, tell me when. Timer go, okay. Well, I'm Ray. I run apcollectorfilms.com. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about discovering the secrets of building trust at scale. I know a lot of us like to work with people we know, like, and trust. I mentioned that earlier. We help implement systems to turn your expertise into pre-sold raving fans without you trading more time. Next slide. But first, no one knows about me. So a little about me. I have a music background. I was drumline from 6th grade to freshman year of college. My dad and my little brothers were actually Marines, so military family. Always working with bettering myself with masterminds, going to different events. These are some of my closest friends and some of my family, but I spend most of my time, next slide, nowadays, with my puppy. A lot of our time, a lot of energy, Nala, and then my beautiful girlfriend, Sierra. And then we love to travel, so this is us in Switzerland, actually, earlier this year, which was kind of a bucket list thing that I was super happy to be able to do. Next one. But a little bit more about my business journey. 2018, I actually started this company with my best friend. We went separate ways because she wanted to do more music. I wanted to focus on the business, but I was also conflicted. I got a biomedical science degree that year too. So I wanted to be a physician assistant, or at least I thought I wanted to be. Started working in Loma Linda as an emergency room technician. Realized that was not for me. Could not imagine myself in 4 walls, and I already had the taste of what it was like to be an entrepreneur. So I went all in on this business, 2021. There is a video on my website that goes more in depth of why. But for the sake of time, next slide. Now, one thing I've noticed with experts and who I help is when experts are passionate, they often say too much high-level jargon and confuse prospects, especially when creating content online. We go too in-depth, and it causes confusion. So I just think about that going forward. When you're doing any type of marketing, I always try to think, if I was explaining this to a 4th grader, what would it do? And even I struggle with this at times too, because I get passionate, I get excited as well. So next page. Now, one thing I always try to figure out when I'm talking to a client, especially service-based businesses, is what makes everyone different, right? Everyone's online looking at you and you're like, see the same things, right? But it takes time to understand what the unique difference is. Most of the time, that really is you at the core, not your offering. It can be, but most of the time nowadays where everyone offers the same thing, it's what makes you unique. So the next thing, next page. So a lot of people with these common frustrations, they'll come to me and say, we're dealing with a lot of unqualified leads. I'm explaining myself 1,000 times, but it feels like people just don't get me until they actually work with me. Or they're confused on why they're spending a lot of time on this content, and they're not breaking through the noise online. They're struggling to separate themselves. They're just going into that sea of never-ending content. Or they just don't know where to start or what to create. And so what I've kind of boiled it down, a lot of these common phrases, frustrations, into 3 things that people typically want. The next slide. They want more time back to themselves. They want more money, more people, ideal clients, and then they want more relationships, right? We're in-person networking. We're building our relationships in person. I help them build that online relationships, those online networks. Help people understand you without you having to be there, right? And so what I found is there's this gap between what we want and what our clients want. And the next page, I call it, we're bridging this value gap. We have time, money, and relationships we want, and then our clients, they track trust and clarity. So we need to they need to be attracted to our business, right? Without that, then they don't care. But then they need to trust our business. They need to make sure that we're not going to sell them snake oil, right? And then they need to be clear on what our offering is and the value that we provide and what makes us different, right? And so the thing about this gap, it can go smaller or can go wider depending what the business is. So the more complicated the business is, the more you have to trust someone to do business with you. The more things that are involved, the more services, the more clarity we have to provide for them. So like a physical therapy clinic might have a lot of different services, so we need to clarify exactly what each one of those are overall. So some of the ways we bridge this gap. Next page. It's like testimonials. Now, everyone goes on Amazon looking at all the 5-star reviews, seeing which one's better, whatnot. But when it comes to, say, a physical therapist, right? There's a whole bunch out there. Everyone has their preconceptions. What we want to do is actually capture people's stories. Say, hey, I was here just like you in this pain period, but I am no longer there. And that helps build relationships with the business. And typically I like to think of that as like a one-to-one connection to make this bridge kind of like you're swinging across with a rope. It's a little shaky, you know. And so the next slide. So to add more value, to make this stronger, explainer videos, simply to clarify more of your services like we've talked about, to help strengthen that bridge, right? This could be what steps you need to go to. If you're spending so many time explaining it, right? How can we bridge that gap and make sure you don't have to do that ever again? Or at least less, because if you save an hour of your time a day, it expands and expands on top of each other. And then the next one, video business card. So this is kind of one of our flagship products where it takes the essence of your business and explains it in about 2 minutes. Who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, and how are you different. That overview, flagging the ship, like, this is us. And often this is a powerful one because it hits time, money, relationships. It makes people attracted to your business, excited, be like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Trust, dang, I want to work with them. I feel like I can relate to this person. And clarify, it kind of goes through what you feel is different. Now, next page. It's kind of just a review of the 3 different videos. Now, this is just some of the content. Like I said, this gap gets bigger. There might be more things to be in place, right? So I take the perspective of what my client is looking for and what their clients are looking for, so I can figure out what's the value we need to provide to bridge this gap, make it strong so they can just walk across or even run across. One of my clients has said that through this process, we go deep into what they're all about. Oftentimes, like, it took them 4 hours to explain what they're all about, and we take all that down to explain it into about 2 minutes. And oftentimes, they've said, we explain it better in the 2 minutes than they did in the 4 hours. So, but now we talked about systems. Like, you can have a great video, but then what? That's the big question. What do you do next, right? And so I know Jose will understand this a little bit more, but next page, is what does it kind of look like in a content system? This is a common system that you can put in place. There's many different uses, how you use it, how you implement it, so that way you can get more back of your time, right? So we have our traffic, online or offline traffic, right? We're in offline traffic right now. I'm filming so I can go to my online traffic as well. And then they'll go to a site or they'll reach out to you, and you can use these tools so that way instead of a 30-minute, 40-minute conversation, whatever it may be, it can just be them doing their own research. Everyone does their own research right now, right? So going through the website, going through and looking at these tools that we've created for you to help you turn your expertise turning into pre-sold raving fans, because you're an expert, and if we can capture that, put it in front of them in the right spot, then we can save you that time. Next page. So it's kind of just like these. It's like marketing, but with freaking lasers, trying to pinpoint exactly what makes you so great and be very precise about it. Because it's not just about a cool flashy video, it's about the specific messaging in there, making sure it represents who you are and your brand. And then, I just love this, video marketing, so hot right now. And then next, and again, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Next, and our goal is to have prospects know, like, and trust you before they hop on a call with you. And next, and that's kind of all I get. I kind of think I rushed through that because, but
you did great.
did I?
We have a little extra time.
Okay.
If you like ask.
So if anyone has
questions,
I have a little mic, but if not, no worries. Yeah.
So you're basically
Hey.
basically a branding expert that builds sales funnels for businesses through video marketing.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just making sure.
It's also like qualifying the leads.
Yeah.
So they're not asking a lot of questions.
Yeah, qualifying leads so they're not asking a lot of questions. Sure, you could say it again.
So basically you're qualifying the leads without them asking a lot of questions, and your onboarding call might go from 30 minutes to 5 type of thing before they want to sign up.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I didn't put my work up here because I knew we didn't have enough time to watch everything, but some of the content that, we've delivered, like to the physical therapy, Citrus Valley, people watch those videos all the time, and they reach out and they say, I want to work with you, just because of it. So, not necessarily, like, there's always more questions. And then there's actually taking the next step forward. We have an insurance agent who he uses some of his frequently asked question explainer videos after he's gotten on a call. So he has his video content that they see, but then after a basic call, he sends them these videos to help explain exactly what they're going to go through. And he says it all the time, so now he doesn't have to spend that much time, and it helps him close deals in that way. So there's different ways to use this, but yeah, you guys 100%.
Yeah, I think one of my takeaways is like on the testimonials, right? So like right now, I get a lot of referral business, which is great, but I'm also looking for a way to have like do my online advertising to start like generating leads from cold
Yeah.
leads, right? And I can see how like the video testimonials can be very helpful in building, like warming up those cold leads
Yeah.
into an actual opportunity. Because, like you're saying, I think it was really like spot on what you're saying. Like people need to trust us before they're going to do business, and when it's coming like just online and they're cold,
Yeah.
why would they move forward? So I think I wrote that down as something that I'm going to be implementing myself. Is just like being able to do that social proof. Because even on like the website side,
Oop.
I know that makes a huge difference. It brings the guard down.
Yeah.
It's just like social proof.
Yeah.
If other people trust you, then it's like I can trust them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a good reminder.
and
Yeah.
doesn't that go
Can you get the mic?
kind of guided to both of you because you're the website builder?
I'll do my guy.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this question is really for the website guy and the marketing guy. So I know that when you're building a website and you're doing SEO and you're putting this all together for when someone Googles insurance, for instance, with us. But if you have video and you have content on your website, it goes hand in hand and makes you go, I know Google. Can you explain a little bit about that, either of you, as far as, I know that I'm kind of the queen of cheese because I use current events. If any of you follow me on social media, you know that I try to use humor. I don't want to say use me as an agent, look at me, I want to sell you insurance because it's boring. And if you know me personally, you know I'm not boring. I like to use humor in my brand. And so when people think of something funny, because for instance, the Coldplay thing, it was everywhere, right? Well, I did a little meme about it, and and I had, I think, 140 likes on it because it was fun. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Maybe not everybody did, but
Yeah.
it was more about just using that, and I've used a lot of those silly current events to benefit my business. And usually when I post one of those cheesy things, I get 5 to 10 referrals. And so I'm just curious how that works
Yeah,
with
so-
through that.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, I have some things too about this.
sorry.
Yeah, because you're showcasing,
My job.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what I say.
you're definitely showcasing like a lot about who you are. With that, you're funny, right? You want to showcase on the funniness that you think. So it's your personal brand, and that does show trust because it shows who you are, right? The people who don't think it's funny, they're not going to reach out to you. But the people who think it's funny, they're going to reach out to you.
Yeah.
It's also relatable too.
Absolutely.
If a person has a sense of humor, I want to do business with someone with a sense of humor. you
Right.
know?
I'm not
Yeah.
stiff and, all business. I try to make insurance fun because did I ever think I was going to be an insurance agent? No. My perspective of an insurance agent was this old bald guy with a suitcase that, oh, let me sign
I
your
know that guy.
policy. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. But then I met Chris and he talked me into it after 10 years, and I should have done it 20 some years ago, and I would have been, so it's just, your perception and, for me, I like to deal with people that are funny and fun and turn something into humor and are a creative marketer that,
Well,
this-
you're showing personality.
Correct.
And being personable, and I think it's like that multi-dimensions, it's like people are attracted to that versus like the very sterile, just like very only
cushy.
business, like it's,
Yeah.
like people want to see, we connect with people, we don't connect with like the logo, the business itself, we're
Yeah.
connecting with people, unless the logo's built a brand that
Correct.
has something that we can relate to. So like regarding like the question around the website, is like the website is there like Ray's saying, it's like people go to your website to do research on you, like understand who you are, and so we want to build your authority with your website. Right? Because if people don't know who you are, like your website should be showcasing that you know what you're doing. And so typically, like that's where it goes back to the testimonials, social proof, the videos, where people get to know a little bit more about you. But also like talk less about yourself and talk more about the actual client, the customer, like their problems. Because it's like that idea is like a customer doesn't actually care about who you are until like they know that you can solve their problem. So we have to communicate that we know how to solve your problem. But it's not that we do it. It's like you're gonna solve your problem by choosing us. So it's like this story arc of the customer is the hero and you're the guide, right? You're the mentor. And so by positioning them as a hero, you're communicating in a clear way. And the video does go a long way in creating like that context. Like, oh, I feel like I'm sure some of you guys had it where you made a relationship and you feel like you already know the person before jumping on that call or meeting them in person because of the video content. So it does go a long way. And the website is there to be a tool for the business, not just like a glorified business card. It really can generate leads if it's built to move people in direct traffic in a specific direction.
Yeah.
Well, and also just the world that we live in and AI. Stephanie and I just went to a meeting last week about AI, and it is replacing a lot of jobs. So you have to show not only that you know what you're doing, but it's better to have a live person than it is to have somebody that is a computer. Chat GPT. We're using a lot, and I'm sure that you will go up against that because it's easy to go in there and make a meme and
Yeah.
put in a picture, and that's all fine and dandy, but you need the ideas, you need the video content. For me, I have a friend that had a house and he had a large claim, and he bought insurance from some online company. So guess what happens when you do that and you don't have a person that you know?
I'm sure.
You talk to somebody different. You're calling an 800 number and you don't have their cell phone number like you have mine. You don't have somebody, an agent, because I'm the agent that will go to your house if you have an issue, and it's like, okay, let's do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do that, and walk you through it. Somebody online is not gonna do that for you, and it's not gonna matter until you have that one claim. So to show that, to show that you care, to show that you are that agent, and most people do want to deal with a person. I do. I don't want to deal with AI. I get so irritated at Carl's Jr. You don't have a person now. You have a computer that you have to tell 10 times what you want to order. And, you know, I don't like going there because of that. And that's what's going to start happening. And, you know, the older generation, they don't want to deal with that. And so we just have to put it out there that it's better to deal with you. It's better to deal with you. It's better, you know, for Gina to have a real photographer and than somebody taking a selfie with their iPhone. We have to put it out there. We have to be our own billboard. And I think I applaud you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I think that's what you were saying is like that same image. Oh yeah, sorry.
You're good.
No, the same. I mean, that's true. I mean, even in my business, like you all don't need me to say certain companies are good companies, right? Because you already know they're good companies. You buy from them probably every day. But you need to understand what kind of vehicle it goes in, and you have someone on the side that cares. Because the quote you're referencing is people don't care about what you know until they know that you care. Right? And so, and I think that's what you had said. I think that you're giving that human touch, which is really exciting. I wish I wasn't in such a highly restricted industry because we're not allowed to do stuff like
Yeah.
that. But, you know, it's really making the person come out within the brand and the service before putting the service in front of the person. That's what I heard a lot of here. You know, you have that human touch to it because yes, AI, it's everywhere. It's everywhere that more places than people even understand. I didn't know until I went to New York, GP Morgan Asset Management deal and 2-day deal, and it was scary how much AI is everywhere, but it will not replace us, who we are as a person and that care. Well, at least for right now. I mean, I don't know if you heard about that robot that turned on, you know, their...
No, I didn't. AI is, there was a couple things I wanted to touch on. One, you touched on
Sorry, I didn't know what you did my hand.
the testimonial aspect, right? You touched on it warming up people, dropping their guard. I like to say there's a lot of hesitations people have. And so the testimonials help remove those hesitations because they feel connected with those. Same as the explainer video, same as a video business card, but nothing like seeing someone that's going through what you're doing. But on another, like another tactic. So you have online traffic, ads, whatever, normal traffic. When you go to the site, you know, I'm sure he's implemented like, there's ways to track who's been there and who hasn't filled out your form, who just left, right? And so there's a cool way of like, you ever think like you say something to Google and it's like following you, right? That's what we call retargeting ads, right? It's like, it probably is now with AI for sure, reading your inner thoughts. But like those people who missed out, like we can re-follow them up with testimonial ads. Those really are powerful to be like, no, hey, look, this is someone like you missed out. Like, we don't want you to be like that. So that was just something I wanted to touch on is like, it goes beyond just the human. Yeah. And AI, right? For me, the biggest, like there's a lot of misconception in where I have to like kind of battle because like he said earlier, there's a guy who does video and did the video podcast, like filmed something, cut up in a whole bunch of clips and put it on social media. A lot of people are doing that today. Honestly, a lot of people win with a meme, with a video, with like a phone. But it's like, how do you put all that together? One, to get your brand right. And two, it's like, if you could just have someone follow you around with a phone, you don't necessarily always need a guy like me to just do it for you. So the difference is that gap, right? We can create the high quality stuff. We can create the branding, making sure it's on point. But like, that's the thing. It's like the personality is like the differentiator. Understanding beyond how to make a good, pretty video. What's up?
I just want to plug you really quick because like one of the things I really appreciate about Ray is Ray is all weight.
can you say in the mic? Because we have a history too. Because he actually.
Really bad at this job.
It's okay. You.
So one of the things I really appreciate about Ray, I've worked with a lot of videographers. Everybody can record a video, and I think that's one of the challenges is that it can get commoditized. But what I feel like Ray does really well is actually understands the sales mechanism of a video. Like we're not just hiring the video to, like the videographer just to create this video. Like we need it for a result, and the result is typically more business. And I think that's like the background that he has. And I remember we ran the webinar a couple of years ago, and it was actually really, really successful. We didn't end up moving forward with that campaign as like our flagship thing.
Still
But he
upset
helped
about
us
that.
Build the content. We ran the ads with him. We generated the leads and the opportunities. We did the presentation with him, and just overall, like the way he built the landing pages and the funnels was really, really solid. So, and I think since then, that's why we remain in contact, because it's hard to find a videographer that understands the sales mechanism of what we're trying to accomplish. Because it's not just the video that we're looking for. Like we could do a video on our phone, but the difference is knowing like what is the psychology of like what we need to say in order for people to move forward. And I think that's what Ray does really well.
That's what happened to me. I hired a videographer to do, the mic. Hired a videographer, that's why it's so interesting. I hired a videographer who had a whole like drone shoot, and realistically, he did exactly what I asked him, did a really cool video, but what's next? You know, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, what's next? Like, I'm a finance guy, I can talk world about all that I do, right? But this is not my forte, you know, and so I have a video that I paid $600 for that's just saved on my desktop, you know, but we don't know what you don't know, and I think that's great too that you're educating on it, you know, because I feel like I'm pretty sharp cookie, and but when I got that video, I really didn't understand what's next.
Because there's this hype too, right?
You get excited, you got the
video.
video, it's great, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I gotta do something with this, you know, so.
Yeah, and then like learning how to create evergreen content that just, creating evergreen content that doesn't expire.
Yeah.
Right, that can be reused. You know, there's those one-time things which are great if you have the budget for it, but like learning to create things that work for you over the course of years, that's like where the real return on investment can be in a big way.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm glad you said that. Evergreen is like ideal for what I do. Like this stuff, if your brand changes, maybe we'll have to change it. But mostly, if you're an established business, a video business card should last you about 5 years, 6 years. As long as your services stay the same, your values stay the same. Same as testimonials. Like these.
And that's what I was gonna ask about the testimonial part of it. How, because we have some big names in the community that are, you know, they do tell people, because we have to be really careful who, you know, that we say is our client unless they're okay with it, because we could get in trouble. But if we do have somebody that agrees about it, I mean, big names in the community, I think if they tell a story about your service, what you do, how long you've been, we have a large client in the community that it's gone through 3 generations. Chris's dad, and then, you know, several owners. So I think it's powerful to not just build your brand, but have others build your brand as well, especially big businesses in Redlands. You know, we were licensed in almost every single state, but, you know, to have somebody to sit near you and talk to you, it's a powerful thing. So, no, I agree with you. It's great.
So was there a question though?
No, well, yeah, my point is, I guess I feel it's powerful. Do you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And if you can't get them on a video just using their logo, if they approve that on your website, where like if people recognize the logo, they're like, oh, that company trusts them.
Yeah.
Well, we have a video that we did several years ago, and they are on there. And I could say it's Ferguson's.
Okay.
It's a huge name in Redlands.
Yeah, I know them.
Live in Redlands, you know who they are. And they, you know, they're on our website, they did a testimonial.
Right on.
And it, you know, it's powerful. So I think that we need to update that. We haven't done it, I think, in 8 years or something. We have more now that, that we have as clients that I think it is powerful to
Yeah.
have those type of clients that will give you a testimonial on film.
Absolutely. Yeah, testimonials, FAQ videos, explainer videos, those, like, there's no limit to how many you can do to help your brand and build that bridge even stronger. I think the main thing is like the video business card is typically that's one, probably good for a while. But as you get more clients who say more good things about you, it just builds more social proof, more trust. It's like, I always think about if you're going to an experience, like if I want to go to a taco place, right? And I'm choosing between two. One had reviews that was like 6 months ago, 5 stars, but it was 6 months ago, where the other person just had a review last week. That's saying it's great. So,
Do you ever package these all into one,
yes.
like, what would you call that?
That would be our core content, or like our foundational package.
Package?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it needs a sexier name, but
probably.
yeah, because it's like, because I don't do video content for my website, so like I could add it as like an add-on, you know, and then I can add it to like my proposals if like they want to add that on, like we can do this, and I can share all the reasons why it would be a good idea, especially like the FAQ testimonials. It just
Absolutely.
even onboarding.
And then the SEO on top of it with adding FAQ videos, tying it to YouTube, Vimeo, stuff like
so
that.
those things are great.
Yeah.
Like I can even see like if they do book an appointment or they do request more or request a quote, like having even a video introduction on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so like a package where it kind of brings all that together.
Yeah.
I mean, I've not had a client ask for it, but I feel like I could probably.
So a lot of people don't realize that the value of this, right? So they don't know that they need this.
Yeah.
Don't know what you don't know.
Don't know what you don't know. People see me and they're like, social media. I'm like, maybe,
Might be
a little
really
bit.
good for industries where like more information is the.
Absolutely.
is
Yeah,
the thing.
more information. Like, for example, people are asked, why don't you do this for restaurants? I'm like, well, they don't necessarily need this amount of trust and like brand building on a personal side to get someone to go and get a good meal. They just need to be like, oh yeah, this is a great place. Go try it out. It's not that big of a gap, right? But if I'm like the chiropractic office right there, I'm like, he's gonna put his hands on your body, and you're gonna be like, I need to feel comfortable. I need to know it's gonna help. Like, I heard that if you crack your neck in a way, you could actually get an aneurysm. All this stuff. Like, how do I know it's safe?
I like that word core though. I think that's a core service.
Yeah, your core assets would be these 3, I would say. Cool. Yeah.
I'll ask a question.
Sweet.
Businesses, small and large, what type of investment would one expect to pay for the service, and what you can provide to them? Is there a large range? Do you base it off of, how does that work?
Yeah, well, so the way I work, my process, is going through discovery call, make sure we're fit. So I don't have anything to offer until I talk to you. Because everyone's a little bit different. And so if I say a price, then we get in the meeting, you're like, but you said this price. And I'm like, well, you need this. And we can't really get what you want for that price. That's why I'm not like a one-size-fit. People ask me, what's your price sheet? I'm like, I don't have a price sheet. I know kind of what we need to do, what we need to accomplish. Yeah, I have packaged prices already, but I might slash that just because you don't need it based on what we're doing, or I might increase it because I'm like, yeah, we need to do a whole bunch. Like that gap, the gap gets really big. I'm like, well, we could do this. And then, okay, maybe you can't do this. Maybe we can bring it smaller, bigger.
Yeah, I understand. I do wedding packages, and
Yeah.
people get married at the courthouse. They don't need me for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Right.
Same concept, right? It's like, what are your needs and what are you wanting? But I guess for me, if I knew maybe how to refer you, like just, like people, they might think if I don't have a $10,000 budget, you know, that would not be a good referral to you if you,
Yeah.
you know, don't have a package for 10,000, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I would like to say most businesses that work with are $500,000 plus, you know, and so like be able to spend $5+ grand. So I'm not going to be like, here, $600 video. Sorry, it's not us.
I just got a video though. This is a whole new ball game from what I
But
got.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a
Thank you.
referral,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
It's not gonna, you know.
Waste your time.
Yeah,
Or-
I totally get that. There's always that balance of like, how can you assume that person's already, like, they don't have the money for it? Like, but what if they really could use this, and then they would be like, oh, I just wasn't willing to spend that much, but now I have the need and the pain point that you pointed out that I could use this to help me make more money.
So your ideal
Also
client
drives revenue,
is
too.
$500,000 plus or more revenue with a specific niche that you want to explain over video. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I would say service-based. You can think service-based, but ideally, I love working with, like I keep mentioning physical therapists for a reason. I like physical therapy. I like the health and wellness industry because I have a biomedical science background. I'm really involved. That's one of the things I love working about with Jose here, and when he was working with Francisco, Francisco is like this mindset, health and wellness coach. Say beyond that too, but like I just vibed with how he was all about helping people's inner selves to help their outer world, in a sense. So I'm big on that. But like I've worked with insurance agents, I've worked with mold inspectors, I've worked with realtors, but usually the reason why I say like $500,000 plus, that means they're established, they're not changing too much, they have a proven process. I'm not trying to fix their offers. Can't put lipstick on a pig, for the old phrase. I've dealt with people who have like changed their offers, and I tried to fix it, you know, help them fix it, but because they weren't set, then I was sucking in their eyes. Can make all the great content, all the great marketing effort, but at the end of the day, it's like if they're not solid, I can't really do my best. So I know there's a winded answer
No,
but
that's perfect.
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Sweet.
Appreciate all the
All right.
information.
Thank you. Appreciate it.